This puzzle's been around a while now and the explanation is always wrong. I think we should correct this now. You may have seen this puzzle before. There's a short sentence and the simple question is, how many F's do you see? How many instances of the letter F do you see? And what we'll do, I'll put this up on the screen here. Feel free to pause the video and very quickly just do the test yourself and note your answer. So, how many did you see? That answer is correct. Huh? Well, you see, it was a bit weakly formulated. The question, how many do you see? If you saw 2, then 2 is the correct answer. If you saw 1, then 1 is the correct answer. Okay, it's a bit lame, so let's make that question a bit more robust and say, how many letter F's are there? And you may have come up with the answer of 3. Most native speakers do, or most people are quite good at the language, come up with 3. And I can tell you the actual answer is 6. So if you go back and look again, I'll put it up here and pause it and read it. You have a look through again. Did you get 6 or did you still get 3? Because here's the thing. There's 3 instances of the word of, O-F, and they've all got an F in them. And those are the ones you didn't see. Now, the thing that really annoys me at this point, most traditional or answers, they say, hey, the more you see, the more intelligent you are. If you've got all 6, you're a genius, okay? That is absolute utter bullshit, okay? Don't be affected by this nonsense. It has nothing to do with intelligence and everything to do with the way in which we process language. There's 2 aspects that play a role here. The first one is the question was a little bit meanly formulated because it says, how many times does the letter F appear? And this kind of subconsciously makes us think of F as in a F sound, the harder F sound, and not the softer V sound as in of, more like off. And the first letters, or the first words, sorry, of this sentence reinforces it, is finished files. So it kind of reinforces this, oh, the F is a harder F sound, not a of. And so when we read it, even if we see and we read it to ourselves, we see results of years, it doesn't kind of sound like an F. And the other more important aspect is that when you speak a language better, and especially if you're a native speaker, not all words have an equal importance. So if you're reading a sentence, the little words like of, on, in, at, they kind of get skipped over. You just blur past them and don't really see it. And this is because you concentrate more on things like nouns and verbs and other more important words and just gloss over the little ones. And because there's 3 times the word of appears, you kind of don't see it. And a few times I mentioned native speakers. Now I'm convinced that if you gave this task to somebody who doesn't speak English, or even say worse, is not familiar with our Western alphabet, someone who maybe grew up in Asia or Russia or somewhere they have a completely different alphabet, they would get 6 immediately, because for them it really is a pattern matching exercise, because none of the words have any importance at all, and you just go through and you will get the 6 correct. So as we see, the standard explanation about, oh, it's to do with intelligence, is utter bollocks. Yeah, it's pay no notice to this. It's to do with the way we process language. And the really weird thing about this is this is a test, and that the better you are at the language, the worse you do in the test. And this is not how tests are supposed to work. You're supposed to get better results the better you are at the language, not worse results. And this for me is what makes this test interesting. And it also has implications for things like proofreading. So if I'm doing a translation and I check it back afterwards, I kind of know what it should be. I know the words that should be there. And if I'm reading it back myself, my brain does a really good job of auto-correcting my mistakes, and I have to really be careful to not auto-correct too well myself. So what I'll do is I'll put the translation to one side, leave it for a day or two, do something completely different, and then come back to it with fresh eyes. And then you'll see a lot more mistakes. Or let somebody else proofread your text. To help with this, I use a tool called Grammarly, which I find quite good, because it reads your text the first time, every time, and has no idea about your intent. Maybe I'll do another video on Grammarly. This is just to mention that I use this for that purpose. There is a blog post that goes with this video, which is on the website, so I'll put a link in the description, so if you want to head on over and have a look at that, please do. Did you know about this puzzle before? Were you aware of the correct explanation of the results? If so, please let me know in the comments below. I really look forward to reading your comments. That was it for this video for this week. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. If so, please click that thumbs up. If you didn't, then mash the hell out of that thumbs down button. Really flatten it. But tell me why. And please subscribe to the channel to keep up to date. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.